corporation, regardless of the industry in which it operates or the competitive landscape it faces within that industry, should take what I call a healthy preoccupation with the physical infrastructure that underlies its IT application organization. Now, especially as more and more IT applications migrate to the cloud, it's really critical for upper-level executive management to take a close look at the physical infrastructure that underlies these information technology applications. The beating heart of this physical infrastructure are data centers. Now, data centers, in the case of most large firms, are tremendous warehouse-like structures that house the servers, computers, and personnel necessary for the maintenance and operation of that organization's information technology organization. There are some enormous misconceptions on behalf of upper-level executive management regarding the most effective ways to build and operate data centers. The prevailing logic, which has been in place for upwards of 2 decades, has been to construct enormous facilities and gradually utilize their square footage over time at a rate commensurate with the actual growth rate of the business. Now, the results of this traditional model is facilities that are incredibly costly to both build and maintain, and that will be underutilized throughout the entirety of their functional life from an accounting perspective. Moreover, this model ties firms to growth rates made using projections up to 2 decades into the future. So from that perspective, using the traditional data center model, a firm can really hamstring itself to growth rates that are either too lofty or too small. Hitting that middle ground in terms of growth forecasts over a 20-year time frame is incredibly difficult for most Fortune 500 companies. This is the equivalent of a young childless couple electing to build a 10-bedroom mansion because they someday may decide to have children. Speaking with upper-level management of most corporations regarding data center utilization, there are 2 common refrains. The first is that data centers are underutilized and that because of the amount of empty space in these data centers, they are incredibly costly to operate and more so to maintain. The second common refrain from executive management regarding the usage of data centers is that data centers are either at or near their maximum utilization rates, and the construction of new data centers is prohibitively costly or will take a prohibitively long time. The solution here for most large corporations is to implement a modular data center configuration. Modular data centers utilize small modules that resemble shipping containers to house servers and other computational equipment necessary for the ongoing usage of that organization's IT infrastructure. These modules are easy to construct and easier to transport, and therefore they give firms the ability to build server capacity at an incremental rate. Modules can be added or removed on an as-needed basis as opposed to a fixed basis that's mandated by the traditional data center approach. The modular data center configuration reduces real estate costs, reduces energy costs substantially, can reduce an organization's carbon footprint by up to 2 full percentage points within a 1-year time frame. Furthermore, it increases organizational flexibility and increases cost effectiveness by a substantial margin. Modular data centers within a 2-year time frame can cut in half the organizational costs associated with data center construction, repair, and ongoing operations. The traditional data center model has lurched along for upwards of 2 decades, eating up valuable capital, the oxygen of any Fortune 500 company. Furthermore, it restricts agility, which is critical in the 21st century business landscape. The modular data center configuration, by contrast, creates enormous cost savings, enhances organizational agility and operational effectiveness, and creates enormous goodwill from both a community standpoint, in that it creates jobs, and from a regulatory standpoint, in that incredibly beneficial tax credits can be imparted on a company for utilizing the modular data center configuration. For these reasons, the historical data center configuration of traditional warehouse-style housing for server farms is a thing of the past, and large corporations that wish to truly leverage their information technology organizations to garner a real competitive advantage in the industries in which they operate will almost certainly employ a modular data center configuration.
Oh yeah, I gotta show you.
Oh shit. Should have dicked around. I need to show you.
You camera. You can cut that.
Yeah. Smile, guys.
Hello.
All right.
Yep.